Hey guys, OG3 here. After getting such good reviews from my last challenge video, I decided to do another. Thanks for all your support, it honestly means a lot. It shocked the hell out of me. I made the video months ago, but just never edited it until now. So, decided to do this first before moving to another video. Well then, let's get into it. This is a Zubat only challenge. Should be a lot easier than the Phoebus challenge. Just like before, using items are not allowed, but held items are okay. Meaning we can't spam full restores to continue Pokemon battles. Whew, that was a close one. Next, we can't evolve Zubat. It will have to stay a Zubat the entire time. Which means I'm certain I will go crazy pressing B every time he tries to be slightly less shitty. And lastly, I will use only one glitch, and that is to make the Zubat appear. Guys, I know in the comments of the last video, you said to use the Universal Pokemon Hack tool. But I did it this way before I saw the comments, and I just could not figure out how to do it. So I will use the same method I did the last video. Now, those are the rules of the challenge, so let's get into it. But first, we need to name our character. Come on, asshole is hilarious, and shows my terrible spelling skills. Okay, just with every Pokemon game, we start in our house, and we are about to leave the house to a world of pedos, and our mom is fine with it, because the TV said so. Good parenting. Anyway, we try to walk out of town, but Oak has some issue with us leaving. Here's the first pedo. We are taken to Oak's office to get our first Pokemon and meet up with our rival. Wait for it, Butthurt. Like I said, I cannot get the hack to work, so I'll just glitch the Zubat in later when we get Pokeballs. We pick Squirtle and name him after what he is good for us. After losing my first rival battle, I embark on my journey to be the world's greatest Zubat trainer. After glitching in our Zubat, we catch the horrible beast to make it do battle for eternity, to really begin the challenge in the beautiful world of Pokemon. Then we also name him Repellent after the spray you want to use on him. Now the challenge will really start in full bloom. After a lot of training, we go to do our second rival battle with only Repellent. Now Butthurt has two Pokemon, a Pidgey and a Bulbasaur. Now, Pidgey keeps using Sand Attack, and since I can't switch Pokemon, and can't heal, status debuff moves are the bane of this challenge. So since we're faster, we're able to get off a move first. We only have two moves, switching between Supersonic when it snaps out of confusion, and Leech Life, which is not very effective, which leads to this match being ridiculously long. After a long battle, we move on to Bulbasaur with little health. The Sand Attacks take their toll and we lose. This is gonna be a long challenge too, isn't it? Trying again, we get through the Pidgey easily this time, with taking little damage, and only getting hit by Sand Attack once. Moving on to Bulbasaur, all we need to do is confuse him and whittle him down with the Leech Lives, and we win pretty soon. After clearing Viridian Forest, we come to the first real milestone of the challenge, Brock's rock hard rock Pokemon. With basically not leveling up at all, I try fighting Brock. He has two Pokemon, a Geodude and an Onix. Both have high defense. Our strategy here is Supersonic, then switch to Bite for superior damage, versus the Leech Life. Using this strategy, we beat Geodude with a little less than half our health, versus the Onix. Same strategy here. We will use Supersonic to confuse him, and then we will whittle it down with Bite and Leech Life. Eventually we beat it down thanks to Supersonic. We actually beat Brock on our first try. That doesn't happen too often on these videos. Brethren! After beating the nerd, we take his fossil, and keep it in our PC as a trophy. Next, we finally got out of the cave, and we're on our way to Cerulean City to fight Misty, and on to our second rival battle. After leveling up a bit, we decide to take on Misty. Misty has two Pokemon, a Staryu and a Starmie. Our strategy here will be similar to what we did with Brock. We confuse and whittle it down with Bite. The enemy Staryu only uses Water Gun on us, and that won't do too much damage. We defeat it without too much trouble. Next up is the Starmie. We will do the same thing here, confuse and bite, the repellent specialty. We eventually beat Starmie, beating Misty, and learn a new move, but we have to decline the evolution. We have a rival battle with Butthurt. He only has 4 Pokemon, and none of them really pose any threat to us, yet. The Pidgeotto is probably the worst for us, since it likes to use Sand Attack. We confuse it and bite the living hell out of it. After that, the rest of Butthurt's Pokemon go down in one hit each. After getting the ticket from Bill, we leave the pervert's house, while wondering why he would ever create a machine that can make a human a Pokemon. Now we're about to do the next rival battle on the ship. All of Butthurt's Pokemon are in their second evolutionary stage, but he's still using the same 4 Pokemon. But we are much higher in level compared to them. For Pidgeotto, we will confuse him, then bite at him again to take him down. This will eventually take down Pidgeotto, it just takes some time. Next is Raticate. Now he is in his final form, but all we need to do is confuse him as well, and attack the exact same way. Kadabra is a very powerful Pokemon in the first gen, ridiculously high attack and speed. Also, in this gen, crit chance is determined by speed, so we need to be careful. Confuse and bite down, since Psychic is super effective against us. Ivysaur is an easy Pokemon for our flying type. All we need to do really is wing attack and it'll go down. We luckily win this fight. Next up is the gym battle with Surge. He is an electric type gym leader that has 3 electric Pokemon, a Voltorb, a Pikachu, and a Raichu. This gym is particularly strong against us since Repellent is a flying type. Voltorb is the first Pokemon. Since we are faster, we are able to confuse it first and then bite it down. Eventually we are able to beat Voltorb. Next up is Pikachu. This Pikachu definitely was not Ash's Pikachu. It went down after 1 bite. That's just sad. Next up is Raichu. He is the real terror of this gym battle. A single Thunderbolt will take us out. We need to confuse him and pray to God that he doesn't get through a Thunderbolt. We lose it though to a Thunderbolt. We try again. This time we have slightly more health when Raichu comes. We confuse him and he hurts himself through it. He does get an attack through, but it was just a Thunder Shock for some reason, so it didn't have the power needed. We were able to take down Raichu and get the 3rd gym badge. We finally get out of the cave without Flash and hurry on to Lavender Town for another rival battle among some dead bodies. Butter has added 2 other Pokemon into his arsenal, a Gyarados and a Growlithe. The Gyarados will be an issue later on as it can learn Ice Beam. We will do the same thing as we always do, confuse and bite down Pidgeotto. Eventually we are able to take it down. Next is Gyarados. We will confuse and wing attack him down. We keep doing this until eventually he goes down. Now Growlithe is up. No need to confuse him, we can just wing attack him down. He hasn't evolved yet, so he is a pretty easy win for us. Next up is Kadabra. Kadabra goes down to a single super effective Leech Life. Lastly is the Ivysaur. 2 Leech Lives is all it takes to take him down, defeating Butthurt again. We enter Celadon City, deciding to leave the rest of the Ghost Zone to Danny Phantom. Celadon City has the 4th gym leader, and has a Team Rocket presence as well. Next, we take on Erica, the Grass gym leader. Since flying is strong against grass, we have the advantage here. She has 3 Pokemon. Even though wing attack is all we need, we still confuse Victory Bell because we can. Next up is Tangela. All we really have to do is wing attack and we take it down. Then we do the same thing for Vileplume, taking it down in 2 hits. Next up, we go to the game corner to take out the Team Rocket presence. The big leader here is the ground-type trainer, Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket. Local badass Giovanni has 3 Pokemon. His first Pokemon is an Onix, a rock ground type. The strategy here is to confuse and whittle it down. We will have to use Leech Life to gain a little bit of health while we do it. Luckily we are over leveled, so we are able to take it down. Next up is the 4-legged unicorn that no one gives a shit about, Rhyhorn, the ground rock type. Same thing here, and we are much faster, so it succumbs to the Confuse Ray. Goes down shortly after. Next up is not the ground rock type. Kangas, never mind, I won't even acknowledge it. It goes down too shortly after. Oh look, it's evolving again. I swear to God, evolution is the bane of my existence with these challenges. Where I have to sit here jamming the B button like a maniac until my Pokemon figures it out. Oh boss, you don't want me to evolve again? Oh okay, but I'll try another 70 times. Next up is the Karate Master. We challenge a dojo and take on the leader. He uses 2 fighting Pokemon, Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Since we're a flying type, this will be a particularly easy battle. First is Hitmonlee. All we have to do is wing attack twice and he is down. Next up is Hitmonchan, and Hitmonchan goes down in a very similar manner. After telling him his prized Pokemon aren't good enough to be in our lineup, we bounced. Next up is the Slivko rival battle. He has 4 Pokemon, a Pidgeot, Gyarados, Growlithe, and Venusaur. Pidgeot knows Sand Attack, so we need to confuse it and hope for the best, but it got us in the first turn. After that, we need to whittle it down, but we are already handicapped in this battle. Eventually, we are able to beat it. Next up is a beefy boy. We need to confuse it, but we keep missing because of the sand attacks earlier, and we get hit by an unlucky Hydro Pump, dealing serious damage. Then we go down to a Dragon Rage. Second try, here we go. Same strategy here, confuse the big lug and see him take himself out. Next up is Growlithe. No need to confuse this time. We can just wreck the pup with our wings. We are able to send the dog flying back to the trainer after a while. Now, there was no real need to confuse Alakazam, but I did it probably out of habit. Was able to take it down with a few leech lives. Next is Venusaur. He is an easy target since he is weak to flying, so all we really need to do is wing attack a couple of times. We're able to win the battle. Looks like he's a little butthurt about this battle. Next up is the Giovanni fight on the top 4. He has 5 Pokemon in his inventory. First up is the Nidorino. Confuse and Whittle is the key here. Then we will bite it down. Next up is Kangaskhan. First, confuse him, as we always do. Then we will wing attack him down. It will keep trying to use Comet Punch on us, but that is not very effective against us, so we really have nothing to worry about here. Next up is the Unicorn from Oblivion. Confuse and Whittle again here. All of our moves are not very effective here, but we decided to go with Bite anyway. Eventually we are able to claim the horn as our own after biting it off. Another Unicorn is up. This one is more difficult since it knows Body Slam and isn't afraid to use it. We will confuse it and use Wing Attack. Giovanni goes down and we win. Now we have the Sabrina fight. She uses the overpowered Psychic types. Luckily we have Leech Life, which is super effective against Psychic types and will allow us to heal a little bit. First is Kadabra. We go straight into Leech Life without any confusing. I know, crazy. Only takes 2 Leech Lives before it goes down. Mr. Mime is next, and it is dealt the same fate as Kadabra, but it puts up a useless barrier out of spite. Venomoth is slightly different from the rest though. It is a bug and poison type. It looks like Sabrina messed up here. We don't confuse, and instead we bite it. We leech lifed when we should have used Bite to take it down, but unfortunately we got greedy. We do take it down, but sustained a huge amount of damage in the process. Next is Alakazam. Just to be safe, we try to confuse it, but it is actually faster than us. Luckily, we barely survive though. But not for much longer, as confusion wears off and we get Psybeam. After a little bit of training, we are back. Seriously, a crit Psybeam? Okay, that last attempt didn't count. We trained a bit and we are back. 6 attempts in, we decide to confuse first. Then we continue to whittle it down with some leech lives, sucking the life out of it slowly. Finally, it takes itself out. God dang abomination. Now, the Koga fight. He is a poison type. He has 4 Pokemon in total. First up is Coughing. He's weak enough that we can just wing attack, but he reduced our accuracy, which might be an issue later with Koga. Next is the garbage tank Pokemon, Muck. We will confuse first because he can reduce his chance of being hit with Minimize. Luckily, he doesn't use it and goes down after being hit a few times with Wing Attack. Next up is another Coughing. Oh, this guy might do the job. We get a crit bite and he goes down. We keep a piece of him with us. Next is his older, more deformed brother. Wants a little bit of revenge for what we did. No need to confuse here, we just go straight into biting and wing attacks also. With that, Koga was a simple gym trainer. Blaine is in charge of the fire type. He is a 7 gym leader and has 4 Pokemon. Growlithe is up and there is no need to confuse him as he goes down with 1 bite. Now Ponyta is up. We can just bite the fire horse down, it goes down in 2 bites. Rapidash is the exact same story. Now Arcanine, the dope looking dog that everyone wants, goes in with a bite and flinches. Ha ha ha, he roars. All I need is a Zubat for this crappy trainer. Goes down after 1 more bite. Woohoo! Evolving. Again, can you hear me button mashing? The green-lipped mobster has 5 Pokemon. Made sure to have a Mega Drain for this battle as it makes it so much easier. The first is the Rhyhorn. We have Mega Drain so we are able to take it down right away. Dugtrio is next. He goes down in almost the exact same way, but with a crit. He goes down in the next hit. Nidoqueen is slightly different and more difficult, but we just whittle it down with Mega Drain and wing attacks. Eventually, it goes down. Nidoking is very similar to Mega Drain first, while he just thrashes the whole time. I thought I might as well do 3 different moves. Really easy, so decided to bite first, then take it down with a Mega Drain. Butthurt has all of his slots filled this time. Pidgeot is first, and we want to confuse so he does not do any status effect moves. Rhyhorn goes down to a Mega Drain, like Giovanni's. Gyarados is a bit bulky. Wait, why is Mega Drain not effective against Gyarados? He's water and flying, isn't it just neutral? Okay then, we confused him afterwards. Hydro Pump does a decent amount of damage, but we get a crit wing attack, and I'm able to take it out afterwards. His Growlithe still hasn't evolved and is a complete joke to us. 2 bites and he goes down. Now Alakazam is up, and luckily we are faster so we confuse him. Wing attack him down, and he takes himself out afterwards. Venusaur is an easy fight. Since I resist his moves, he barely lives from my attack, and we are able to take him out with the next one. Now Lorelei is up, the queen of soft locks. She has 5 Pokemon. First up is the Dewgong. We can confuse it first, then go into wing attack. This thing will constantly just rest if we let it. Next is Cloyster. Same thing, just confuse it, then whittle it down with Mega Drain. But it hit us with a Roller Beam, doing significant damage. But we are able to take it down. Next up is Slowbro. This thing is annoying. We will confuse and whittle it down. After a while, we are able to take it down. Now Jinx. This thing does significant damage with its Ice Punch. Try to take it out, but after 2 Ice Punches, we go down. This will take some time to get through. We confuse it and pray not to get hit by an Ice Punch. After trying to eat it, Jinx lands another Ice Punch on us, but we are able to live barely and take it down. After feeling all proud taking down the Jinx, we go for a Mega Drain, but right off the bat, we get hit with a Blizzard. Seriously? A Blizzard? That's a bit overkill. Getting Ice Punched by a Fin would have done it. I died to 6 goddamn blizzards. I still took a blizzard to the face, but finally beat that sea turtle. And with that, we beat Lorelei. Next up is Bruno. He has 5 Pokemon. First up is his Onix, which will be weak to Mega Drain. Hitmonchan will be weak to Wing Attack. After 2, it goes down. Hitmonlee has lower defense, so it goes down after 1 Wing Attack. Here's another Onix. It goes down in the same way. Machamp goes down after a crit Wing Attack. Because of our Wing Attack and Mega Drain, Bruno is a super easy matchup for us. For the next matchup, we're versing Agatha. Now, for this one, we're gonna have to learn Toxic and Double Team. Unfortunately, even though we learned Double Team, we might still get hit due to Nightshade, and it's 100% chance of hitting us and causing the same amount of damage as the level of the opponent's Pokemon. We're gonna have to deal with this in some way. Agatha uses Ghost-type Pokemon. First up is her first Gengar. It uses Nightshade while we try to stack our double teams. Nightshade never misses and causes damage equivalent to the user's level. After 2 wing attacks though, the Gengar does go down. Next is our evolved brother. We use Double Team a couple more times, but he uses Haze to annoy me. Haze basically just cancels out all status effect moves, so our double teams just got purged. Then she subs in a Haunter and confuses us, then subs back into Golbat. But after a lot of healing and confusing, he goes down. I try to stack the double teams again, but unfortunately the Haunter used Nightshade to take us out. This is a bit embarrassing, but the Haunter that took us out goes down to 1 wing attack. Next is Arbok, but withdraws it and throws out another Gengar, and then quickly redraws again. After a lot of healing and attacking again, it eventually goes down to a Bite. Now this is our last Pokemon, the Gengar. It goes down after a few wing attacks though, securing our victory against Agatha. Next up is Lance, the king of Dragonairs and Knights. First up is Gyarados. I go straight into my double teams while he does a Hyper Beam right off the bat. I got hit by a Hydro Pump as well. I go for a Mega Drain for a little bit of health, but the poison eventually takes him out. Next up is Dragonair. We poison him and try to gain as much health from the Dragonair as possible. A wing attack is enough to do it. What a surprise, another Dragonair is up. We go straight into our wing attacks and able to take it down. Now Aerodactyl is up, and it goes down to a couple of Mega Drains and wing attacks. Lastly, a Dragonite is up. We poison him right off the bat, then we go with Mega Drains and wing attacks to take him down. Luckily with this, Lance is defeated and we move on to the last battle. We replenish our PP and health before we face Butthurt. He throws out his Pidgeot. We will stack the double teams, but Pidgeot does the same things as us. Ha ha ha. it used Whirlwind against us. We properly stacked our double teams and was able to take down the Pidgeot with a wing attack. Next is Alakazam. We continue to double team because of our greed for 3 turns straight, but we get hit by a crit Psychic that ends up taking us out. This time around we took it out with a single wing attack. Next is Rhydon. He finally evolved it. He helps to replenish our health with a Mega Drain. Next is Gyarados. We poison it and try to whittle it down with a few wing attacks, but then we end up going down. We go for a little damage and Toxic. We whittle it down while the poison does its work. Eventually, it does go down. Next, it looks like the puppy finally became fully grown. We do a little damage, then go for the Toxic. Then a few wing attacks and poison damage later, and Arcanine goes down. Lastly, we have Venusaur, who goes down after 2 wing attacks, and we beat Butthurt as well at this game, ending the Zubat run. I hate you. I'm happy to never be playing you again. Thanks guys again. If you do end up liking the video, please hit the subscribe button and like button, as it does help out a small channel like mine. It honestly also helps to motivate me to make more videos. And again guys, thanks again for everything.